Hello planty people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Empress, and if you watched my little micro update last night, then you might know what's happening right now. I have decided to put my Monstera Standleyana Variegata, look at that, I said it. I've decided to put that in LECA. So I had it in hydro overnight after taking it out of a moss dome. So this is the third video of this kind of series. So if you're starting here, you might want to go back and watch the other two and then come back to this one, or you know, just not even care about it and dive straight in. So I will talk a little bit about LECA right now. I am still learning LECA. I'm just starting to get the hang of it, and I learnt all of the things I know from an amazing member of my Facebook group, which is called Water Babies, and it's all about hydroponic and propagating. So if you're on Facebook, I will throw that in the description if you want to come join my little group. And in that, I learned from an amazing lady in our group who shared her LECA tricks, and I was so excited to learn that because I've been watching a lot of people experiment with LECA and I didn't quite understand it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've learned from her in the process of doing this. So if you want to see her videos and how she, like the things I learned from her, please check out my Facebook group, and it is tagged in the units, in the information units, and yeah, they're really helpful. So anyway, I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you what's happening. But first, if you haven't seen, this is my Standleyana Monstera cutting. It has gotten a bit curled up in its humidity dome, which concerns me a little bit. So I want to try and get it looking happy again. So I'm hoping LECA will be the way to go. So let's turn this camera around and get into it. So if you don't know what LECA is, I will try and get the bucket under the camera there. There we go. So this is LECA. You may have seen it around. I'm not going to play with it too much because it's really noisy. It is... so LECA is an acronym. It stands for Light Expanded Aggregate Clay, I think. Clay aggregate. There we go. That's the right acronym. I got the words mixed up there. So it stands for Light Expanded Clay Aggregate, I think. I will pop it on the screen now anyway, which, you know, so you've just got to enjoy listening to me saying it completely wrong for the fun. So basically what it is it's clay balls. They come in a few different colors. You can get dark ones. These are the brown ones. I've seen a few different types around, but basically it is a very lightweight clay puff ball, basically, I suppose is the best way to put it. They're very strong. They're very hard to break. I've tried breaking one of these like under like my boot when I'm wearing my big steel caps doing yard work, and they do not break. So they're very strong. As you can see by the fact that these ones are in water, they float, which means that they're very lightweight. And what they kind of do is they act as a pretend soil, I suppose is the best way to put it. So instead of soil, you put your plant in this, and your root systems grow through the LECA and kind of use that. They so it's a really cool way of growing a lot of different plants. Especially I find a lot of tropicals really love it. Anything that loves high humidity seems to really enjoy LECA, because, you know, then you've got that constant humidity supply. It's always kind of in a nice humid area. So let's dive into how I'm going to be setting this one up. If I had a root system and stuff, things might be a little bit different, but because this one doesn't have a root system, it's just a cutting, it's going to be a little bit different. So I have prepared my LECA. So why it's in this pot technically, which I'm going to call a bucket, is because I have rinsed it. So you want to rinse it under the tap through like a strainer or something. I have like a wire basket that I use, and you want to do that so that you strain all the excess dirt and clay residue off it. And then you want to soak it for a couple of hours. So this has been soaking for a few hours or overnight. And then once it's soaked and cleaned, it's ready to go. So here I have my very professional, very complex LECA setup. So these baskets I just ordered on eBay. I don't remember what size they are, but I will put it on Oop, bumping the everything. Oop, wobbles. Oh, sorry. Anybody else just like motion sickness? So this is the size of the baskets. I got this size just because I based it off some of my little pots around the house and that seems like a nice little size. I want to get some that are smaller, and I also want to get some that are bigger. If I had smaller one right now, I'd be using a smaller one, but this is what I have. You can also use just like, you know, a plain plastic pot, or you can use, I've used glass jars. If you watch my water baby videos, you would have seen my Hoyas in my glass jars. Some of those glass jars have drilled holes in the sides, some haven't. Doesn't really matter that much, but because this one, I want to be able to set it up and kind of leave it for a while, I'm using this. So I have this wire basket, and then I bought these so I could put them in a pretty catcher pot, and you know, that's lovely. But this one, I really want to be able to see the water levels and keep such a close eye on it that I'm using this clear plastic yogurt container because it fits beautifully, and I will be able to see the water level at all times instead of having to pull it out and check like I would if it was in a decorative pot that wasn't clear. So because this is, you know, about the results and not about the look, the aesthetic isn't really going to matter here. So you want to get whatever you're putting your LECA in, and then you want to have whatever you're putting your water in, basically. So I'm scooping my LECA into this. Don't want to overfill it because that just gets annoying and you end up with LECA falling all over the place. So with this one, because it really is just a cutting, I am not doing a whole bunch with it. I am just going to wiggle my cutting into the LECA. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Alright, and so kind of just, so what I'm doing there is I'm trying to pack that LECA down just a little bit. Don't want it to be too loose. And so now, if I can turn this on the side successfully, I'm just going to have to hold that. You can see there, the LECA through the basket has gone all the way down, and what happens then is I will fill the water level to no further than that middle line of that basket. So let's have a look at that. So you can see there's this middle line around the center here. So this line, I will not be filling the water above that for now. And then what happens is the LECA actually leaches the water up, and the plant feeds on as much water as it needs. So that's one really cool thing about LECA, is it's kind of like an automatic watering system in a way, is so you can fill up your reservoir as full as you want it to be. You don't want it touching where your roots are ending up. So, you know, if you're doing a LECA transfer, I will probably do a video about that with a root system at some point, but when you do that, if you're transferring something from soil to LECA, you do have to take it out and clean it a few times, because some of your soil roots will disintegrate and need to be removed. And if you don't remove them, you can end up with some pretty bad root rot. So for now, I'm only talking about a node cutting. I am not talking about a root system. If I was talking about a root system, that would be a totally other video, which I can do at some point. If you like, let me know in the comments. But for now, this is just a node cutting that I am putting in LECA. So because it has no root system at the moment, I can fill the water, you know, a little bit higher, but I don't want it to be too high because I really, really don't want to risk root rot. So I'm going to be keeping it quite low, and then I'm just going to be checking on it regularly. And then what I'm going to be doing with this is putting it under a grow light near the humidifier, so that it stays nice and warm and has plenty of, you know, visual access, so I can see it regularly, I can look at it regularly, check it regularly. And then under the grow lights, it should be nice and happy because it's going to get all that extra supplemented, consistent, warm light. And then where my humidifier is also like a really nice and warm spot in my house, so she's not going to get cold either. So yeah. So here she is, my pretty girl. I'm going to get some of my filtered water from my water filter and put it in here, because I don't want to use tap water because it can have some, you know, salt and extra things that can cause buildup that just gets a little bit annoying to wash off later. So I'm going to be using my filtered water, and hopefully I can catch some rainwater when it rains this weekend and use that, because it does mean there's going to end up with less chemical buildup, not chemical, residue buildup. Like you get like salt residue on the top and things like that. And I just I'm lazy and I want to avoid that. So I'm going to be using filtered water or rainwater with this one, and yeah, filter that level line, which I probably should have done while holding here, because now you can see beautifully that level line. I don't like to make things easy for myself, do I? What's the fun in life then? Hopefully the next episode you see of this little series will be me updating you with some root growth and not some death. Now I'm going to try and be accountable and honest, and if she dies I will come back and tell you all about it, because it happens. You know, I have 200 and something plants inside and they're all thriving, but occasionally I lose one as well. And it sucks a lot, and if I lose it then I will come back and hope that I can get some sympathy from you all, because I will be very, very sad. Anyway, so thank you all for watching. I hope you liked this video. Please like and subscribe and check out all of my other videos, and go follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to remember to post more on there, and so I suppose if I get kind of a kick in the butt to do that, then I'll go do that a bit more. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Keep growing like your plants. Bye.